choosing healthy snacks or great options for snacks, particularly when you're working from the office or when you're packing a school lunchbox, it can be really tricky to work out what sorts of things you can include and which options are the best, because every single pack makes all of the different foods look super healthy when often that's really not the case. So what I've got here today is a selection of things that I like to recommend, but I do want to note that food options change all the time, and there's so many different options of things that you can get at the shops. I'm sure I've missed something that's amazing in this selection, and also I'm sure that over time there's going to be other wonderful options that come up. Given that, I wanted to start out with what should you actually be looking for before I delve into some of the things that I've chosen here today. So ideally, we're looking for things which are going to help with fostering your overall health and well-being, as well as meeting your nutritional requirements, a little bit like I've spoken about in some of the other videos. So we want to increase plant diversity, make sure we're getting plenty of fibre, and also make sure that we're getting plenty of protein as well as the three key things that I'm looking for in a healthy snack. So protein ideally is going to be at least 10 grams per serve. That's not always possible, but that would be a really good ideal. Fibre, around 3 to 6 grams per serve is a really good amount to be aiming for. Again, not always feasible, but a good amount to be aiming for. And calorie-wise, snacks can sort of range anywhere between about 100 to 200 calories for the majority of the population. Somebody with really high energy requirements might need more than that. Somebody with really low energy requirements may need a bit less than that. But that 100 to 200 is a good ballpark to be aiming for in most instances. Now, as you can see, I've got a big selection of things available on the bench just here, and I want to talk through some of them. So some of these things are going to be suitable for everybody. Some of them are more maybe a little bit something that you might put in the kids' lunchbox, and some of them are maybe something that you might be having in your own work desk. So when we're looking at something which might come from the fridge, which is where I'm going to start. So starting over in this little section here. So we've got some Greek yogurt here. Now, I do love the pouches. They're not amazing for the environment, but you can buy reusable pouches. The pouches I just find are super convenient, particularly if you're packing something for the kids, but also for you when you're on the go. It means that you don't have to get a spoon and a bowl and everything. It makes it a lot more simple. But Greek yogurt, and you can see a little bit of the liquid that's running around in here at the moment. That's actually the whey protein that's come out of the yogurt. So sometimes people look at that and go, oh, I'll tip that off. Please don't mix it back through. You won't even notice it's there. Pairing that yogurt maybe with some fresh berries. So I've got a nice selection of those here. Berries, I think they're such a great thing to snack on. They're really easy, they're really tasty. They're also really nutrient dense as well. Some amazing research, particularly around blueberries and the impact that they can have on your brain health and how you're able to concentrate across the course of the day. I'm a really big fan of the banana, particularly if you're somebody who is a bit more active. They're a great source of carbohydrates, so something that if you're planning on doing an afternoon training session, I'm highly likely to suggest that you have a banana as that afternoon snack to make sure you've got plenty of energy for that training session. So I've got a few options here of other things that would need to be kept in the fridge that you can get from either the supermarket or from your service station. So probably things you're more likely to eat straight away or pack with you to take on the go. So some cheese and crackers, some hummus, so it's a little mini packet of hummus, which you'd maybe bring some crackers with you, and then also corn chips with some cheese and some guacamole if you're looking for something which is a gluten-free option. So I think these are just some simple ideas, and there's some other brands that are around that do some similar options that are great as well, but super convenient, a little bit higher protein, which is also handy as well. Then we've got some other great options which are shelf stable. So we've got the tuna with crackers, we've got the little legume snack time, little cans, and then if you've got a slightly higher energy requirements, the tuna protein bowl is a great option as well. I'll actually sometimes have that one as a lunch with some of that ready to go salad that I really like. So it's a really easy way to build a quick and easy lunch if you need to, but on its own it could make a good snack if you did have those higher energy requirements. Then we've also got things like, muesli bars. There's lots of different options on the market. So really with these, we're looking for something which is a lower sugar option. So less than 5 grams of sugar per 100 grams is ideal. If it's got fruit in it, you're unlikely to get that. So I'd be going up to about 10 grams per 100 grams, being mindful that the sugar content can go up really quickly in some of these things. I've also got a couple of other bars as well, like more protein-based bars. And personally, I really like the FODBODS ones and the Keep It Cleaner ones. Again, there's a few other brands on the market, but I find that both of these brands have less extra ingredients that you don't really need in the bars, which I really like. And then we've got more shelf-stable things, which are sort of a bit sweeter rather than the savory, which is more these ones here. And so we've got some little seaweed nori snacks, which have got a little bit of salt on them, some dried apricots. We've got the roasted fava beans. These would be probably the snack that I'd recommend, probably more than anything else, if I'm honest. The salt and vinegar flavour means that they taste a little bit like chips, but means you're getting a serve of legumes in, which works really, really well. Dark chocolate coated chickpeas. So again, a simple way to get some legumes in, but also get a little bit of that sweet hit that you might be looking for. And then the Munch Me, there's a couple of different options for this, but this is the most nutrient dense option. Popcorn's another really great one that I don't have on the table today, but particularly if you're packing for the kids, things like popcorn or the pinto bean straws, or some of these other ones that are up here as well. They can be really great options for the kids, keeping in mind that you can't put nuts into a kid's lunchbox in most instances. So making sure that you're choosing something which is a nut-free option as well. So I hope that's given you a nice overview of some of the options of great snacks that you could use to take with you to work or to school, as long as it's a nut-free option as well.